Hey, all right, welcome to Unit 6 test review. Remember, part 2 test first. This one has 3 questions on it. Make sure that you scroll down and get all 3 parts. 3 questions for a total of 24 points. The first one, you'll need to be able to solve a word problem involving a system of equations, and you should use substitution to solve that problem. It will be something like this. Sunflower seeds selling for 70 cents a pound are mixed with Finch food selling for 90 cents a pound. They create a 13.5 pound mixture that sells or is worth $11.05. First thing we need to do is to create 2 different equations reflecting both the weight nature of this problem and the value nature of this problem. Okay, so we know that 0.7 times the weight of the sunflower seeds is at 70 cents per pound, plus 0.9 times the weight of the Finch food will equal $11.05. We know the weight of the sunflower seeds plus the weight of the Finch seeds will equal 13.5 pounds. Yeah, I did not leave very much room. All right, so here are 2 equations that we can use to solve this system. When you're dealing with decimals, it's really a good idea to just use the substitution method. So I'm going to solve this one for S, the sunflower seeds. So I'll get a negative F plus 13.5. Now I need to substitute that into this equation. So instead of writing S, I'm going to write what S is equal to, negative F plus 13.5, and I know that makes it look like a weird F there. Okay, plus 0.9F is equal to 11.05. We need to distribute that 0.7. Now I have negative 0.7F plus 0.7 times 13.5 is 9.45 plus 0.9F is equal to 11.05. All right, we can combine our F's. We have 0.9F and negative 0.7F, which gives us a total of 0.2F plus 0.45, got a little premature with my decimal there, equals 11.05. Now subtract $9.45 from both sides and we end up with 0.2F is equal to 1.6. Divide both sides by 0.2 and we get F is equal to 8. We know that there are 8 pounds of Finch food or Finch seeds in that mixture. To find out the sunflower seeds, we need to substitute it back. I would choose this one up here. So S plus 8, now that we know what F is equal to 13.5. Subtract 8 from both sides and we know that S is equal to 5.5. 5.5 pounds of sunflower seeds, 8 pounds of Finch seeds. We can go ahead and find the value, if that's what the problem asks for, by multiplying 8 times 0.7. When we do that, 8 times 0.7. So of the mix, $5.60 of it is sunflower seeds, and then you can subtract that from 11.05, or you can do 0.9 times the 5.5 and find out there are $4.95 worth of sunflower seeds. All right, solve using linear combination. First thing I'm going to do is multiply this bottom equation by a -1. If I do it to one thing, I have to do it to it all. 3 minus 4x gives me negative x. Y minus y eliminates my y. 19 minus 7 gives me 2. Divide or multiply by a -1, and we now know that x is equal to -2. We can now substitute that back into whichever equation we choose. I'm going to pick the top one. plus y is equal to 19. Negative 6 plus y is equal to 19. Add 6 to both sides, and we know that y is equal to 25. If we want to be doubly sure, we can insert both of these values into this equation, substitute back in just to check our work. All right, be able to graph a system of linear equations such as this. We're in luck because they're already in slope-intercept form, which makes it easy for us. I'll take the top one. We want a y-intercept of negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a slope of 1/2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. What kind of a line am I going to draw? A dotted line. Right there. Not a solid because it is not equal to. All right. What area am I going to shade? I am going to shade the top because the y is equal to greater than. This is the area of the graph where y is greater than. And if we need to, we could take a test point and test it. Next equation, let me change the color, has a y-intercept of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a slope of negative 3. So we're going to go up 3 and over 1. It will have a solid line because it can be equal to that line. Where is it? Where y is less than. So we will shade below the line. Now we have to look at what portion has both colors. The portion that has both colors is this area right in here. This is the area that contains solutions to both inequalities. All right, you made it to the end of the Part 2 test. The Part 1 or computer scored portion will have a couple of problems based on each of these problem types. First of all, be able to solve using linear combination. That's where we are going to combine two things together. Multiply the bottom one by -1, and now I can combine. My x's will be eliminated. 3 plus 2y gives me 5y. 3 plus 12 is equal to 15. Divide both sides by 5, and we get y equal to 3. Now we just need to substitute back. I'll pick the top one. Instead of y, I'm going to write 3. X plus 9 is equal to 3. Subtract 9 from both sides, and we get x is equal to -6. Again, to double check, you can plug those back into either equation and make sure that you have a true statement. All right, be able to look at a graph and determine the solution for that graph. Remember, the solution to a system of equations is where the two lines cross. So this one, the answer would be, where does it cross? At the coordinate 1, 3, or x equals 1, y equals 3. All right. By looking at equations, be able to determine how many solutions there are to a system of equations. A couple of strategies here. The first one would be to transform both of them into slope-intercept form so that you can determine whether they have the same y-intercept and slope or just slope. However, looking at these, I'm kind of suspicious. I'm going to take the top equation and divide it by -2. That means I will divide each member by -2. -2 divided by -2 gives me a positive x. 8y divided by -2 gives me -4y. 20 divided by -2 gives me -10. Aha! These are the same equation. This is the same line, and there will be an infinite number of solutions because they intersect at every single point of those lines. Now, if you had a situation where we needed to transform them into slope-intercept form, if the slopes were identical, but the y-intercepts were not, you would have a system that is parallel and there will be 0 solutions. Those are your 2 exceptions. Everything else will have 1 solution. All right. If given a system of equations, be able to solve the system by any method that you choose. This one I would actually do by substitution. Those numbers are big enough and messy enough, and there's not common numbers there to be able to multiply them by easily. So substitution it is. I'm going to take the bottom one and solve it for x. Now I'm going to take what x is equal to and substitute it into the top equation. 8y plus 8 minus 2y is equal to negative 2. Distribute that 11 and we get negative 88y plus 88 minus 2y is equal to negative 2. Combine our y terms together and we get negative 90y plus 88 is equal to negative 2. Get our numbers together by subtracting 88 from both sides and we get negative 90 is equal to negative 90y. Divide both sides by negative 90 and we get y is equal to 1. Substitute that back in over here and now we can determine what x is equal to. X is equal to negative 8 plus 8 is 0. X is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. All right, if given a word problem, be able to solve it. A total of 10 dimes and nickels is worth 60 cents. How many coins of each do you have? So we have the number of dimes plus the number of nickels is equal to 10 coins. We have the value of a dime times the number of dimes plus the value of a nickel times the number of nickels is equal to 60 cents. Again here, substitution is probably your best bet. So let's solve for the number, oops, that should be plus 10. Solve for the number of dimes and then substitute into the other equation. So 0.1 times negative n plus 10 plus 0.05n is equal to 0.6. Distribute the 0.1 and we get 0.1, this is negative 0.1 because we're timesing it by negative n, times, and what is 0.1 times 10 is equal to 1, plus 0.05n is equal to 0.6. There we go. All right. We can combine our n's and we will get negative 0.05n. Subtract 1 from both sides and we get 0.6 minus, there we go. My words and my mouth are not working at the same rate right now. 0.4 divided by 0.05 is equal to 8. We now know that we have 8 nickels. If we have 8 nickels, how many dimes do we have? D is equal to 2. Be able to identify the correct graph for a system of equations. Given a graph, you'll need to be able to create the equation. Right here we have a y-intercept of 2. So y is going to be equal to 2. What slope do we have? We're going up 1 and over 1 in a negative direction. What about our blue line? We have a y-intercept there of negative 2. What is our slope? Looks like we go up 3 and over 1. 1, 2, 3, over 1. Yep, in a positive direction. All right, we've now created the equation for both of these. Our options may not be in slope-intercept form. You may have to transform them into standard form to be able to identify the correct solution. But you should be able to do that on your own from Unit 4. All right, that's how I felt trying to get this done within the 15-minute time limit. Good luck on Unit 6, and if you need help, come to Live Help.